All right, we got Demarcus Cousins. Now he's a Warrior, the third splash brother. So the signing of Demarcus Cousins to Golden State, it's a win-win for Golden State. I know from the reports coming out on ESPN, Demarcus Cousins, he didn't get too many offers, if any offer, for any NBA team. Also, he had to reach out to Golden State, the GM Bob Myers, and let him know that, hey, I want to come play for you guys. And it seems like after a conversation with Curry, Draymond, and KD, hey, he's on the team. So let me tell you why this is a win for Golden State. A lot of people are saying, it's going to be bad for the chemistry, which I do agree with if it's the same old boogie. But of course, him being outnumbered and coming to a championship pedigree type of organization or franchise, he's not going to be able to be himself. So I think he'll be a little more friendly, or I think he'll be able to get along with his teammates because, again, it's more like an all-star team he's coming to. It's going to be like an all-star game. There's not going to be any pressure on him to perform. All he got to do is get in line, listen to the coach, Steve Kerr, and then he'll be good from there. But listen, this is why it's a win. For one, they're getting him at $5.3 million. There's so many people. If you just look at ESPN or NBA.com, there's so many people getting signed over 5.3 million, and to get him, Boogie Cousins, I say top three centers in the league. Man, it's amazing what Golden State is doing. But even though they probably, realistically, they're probably not going to see him close to the All-Star break or after the All-Star break to try to integrate him with the team. Eventually, he will be starting come playoff time, and then they'll have their 5 All-Stars on the court at one time. You can go ahead and start creating your names now. It's probably going to be called the Avengers or something like that. It's 5 All-Stars, so again, the nicknames, they will start to come and pour in, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. So I'm gonna start it off with the Avengers. So this is why it's a win-win for Golden State. For one, if Boogie Cousins, if he gets healed quicker from the Achilles injury, he'll be able to actually hit the court sooner, and then they'll be able to gel a lot sooner if he has the right mentality. So if he's the good teammate, if he's not causing drama in the locker room, if he's not causing a riff in the locker room, if he's getting along with the team, the coaches, the GM, the management, it's going to be great because he'll be able to get onto the court earlier. Now, that's one scenario. If his injury heals up a lot quicker, they'll be able to gel him in there with the team, and he'll be getting acclimated with the team where they can just go ahead and get this next championship for next year. So the second scenario is if he actually gets well, but he's not gelling with the team. Let me tell you why this is a win-win also for Golden State. Not only if he heals up quicker and he's not gelling with the team, if the team doesn't like the direction that they're going in with him as their center or on the bench or whatever, if they don't like him being part of the team, they can trade him before the deadline. So if he gets healed before the trade deadline, he's playing well, but he's just not fitting in with Golden State. Golden State got him for 5.3. They can trade him to another team, maybe in playoff contention, and they can actually get draft picks. They can get future draft picks. They can get money. You know what I'm saying? They can get another player, if it's within the salary, they can get another player. So that's also a win-win. The third scenario, let's just say, and this is what I was really talking about before, if he's not seen until the playoffs, teams are not going to know how to handle him because teams kind of figured out this year watching Houston how to attack Golden State. A lot of pick and rolls, put Curry on the main defender because Curry is a great scorer. For his size, he is actually a great defender, but I mean, he's undersized. Let's just be realistic about that. So teams have actually found out how to exploit Golden State by moving Clay off in the corner somewhere, putting Curry in the middle of the floor, and whoever he's guarding, they can go left or right. And you saw this with James Harden. So back to Demarcus Cousins. Teams won't be prepared for his presence in the middle of the floor. I know people do a lot of switch, or I know Golden State do a lot of switch here and there, but they'll be able to integrate Cousins where he's going to stay in the middle of the floor. And even though he's not the greatest defender, he is a good defender. I mean, he will be able to, he'll be better than a JaVale McGee, to be honest. He'll be better than a Zaza Pachulia. He'll be better than a Kevin Looney. So they really actually did themselves justice by getting him. I know he reached out, but agreeing to that, Curry being on board, Draymond, of course, and KD, of course, being on board, because it seems like they've had issues throughout the season with Boogie Cousins. But, man, that's just probably competitiveness and the nature of basketball, because, again, these guys have been on the Olympic team. They've been all-stars, so they've been around each other, and they know how to play ball. They just trying to win a championship. And it's a win for Boogie too, because again, it's only 1 year. If he plays well, he can go somewhere else and get the max. Of course, he's not going to get the max at Golden State. Unless a few people leave, and I don't see that happen unless it's KD. I do actually think KD will get out of Golden State within the next, if not after next year, he'll only be there for 2 more years. Again, I think he's, you see from the conversations he's having with people, I think he's done trying to prove himself. I think he got a couple rings. I think he may be, he may go to the East, play with some guys he like, or he may go play for the home team, which is the Washington Wizards. But it's a win-win, man. Boogie Cousins to Golden State is nothing but a win-win for Golden State. Again, all those scenarios I gave you. If he plays well, look, he fits with the team. They win another championship. He doesn't play well, he get healed. They can trade him for future picks. They can trade him for cash considerations. They can trade him for another player that may be able to come in and gel better. A better defensive presence and a more mild-mannered person. But Boogie to Golden State, man, it's really a win. Bob Myers, a great GM. Steve Kerr, we still don't know if he's a great coach. I mean, of course, you got to call him a great coach. Because the culture that he set, because he could have came in and set a different culture, but letting them boys be free, that you have to tip your hat off to him and give him the honor of a great coach. But he has so much talent. I don't want to just give that. I don't want to give him the reward as one of the greatest coaches ever, even though he has done a lot of great things for Golden State and that organization. But Boogie Cousins to Golden State, a force to be reckoned with, and we'll see what happens. Keep subscribing. FatNeck Sports. FatNeck.